What's up, YouTubers? Salvador Brigman here with the Crowdfunding Demystified podcast, the Crowdfunding Demystified YouTube channel, and also crowdcrux.com. On this YouTube video, I want to discuss some of the differences between Indiegogo's generosity platform. Indiegogo's generosity platform is very similar to GoFundMe. You can raise money for personal crowdfunding expenses. You can raise money for medical bills, for memorial fund, for education-related expenses. And it actually used to be Indiegogo Life, but they rebranded it and now it's Generosity. And we're going to compare that with GoFundMe. GoFundMe is one of the leaders in this space. I talked about them a lot in my ebook, Crowdfunding Personal Expenses, which I'll include in this YouTube video and also in the show notes for this episode. But we're going to be comparing the differences between these two platforms. And the first difference that I would like to highlight is that there is a very actually disjointed difference between the fees that you're going to pay on Generosity versus GoFundMe. So let's talk about Generosity first. Generosity is purportedly free crowdfunding or free fundraising, but it's actually not free. So you as the campaigner, you as the fundraiser are raising money, you're not going to pay any fees. You're going to pay transaction costs, that's it. But Indiegogo is going to ask the members who are donating to your campaign to actually contribute towards their expenses, towards running Generosity, towards maintaining the platform and making it a good overall experience for other fundraisers. So they're going to ask for a donation upon checkout. For example, if you decide to donate $10 to your friend's Generosity campaign, Indiegogo is going to ask you to donate, say, $3 to their platform. You can obviously select how much you would actually like to donate. It could be $0, could be $5, but that is up to you. So the onus on the donation to the platform, the onus on the transaction cost or the fee is actually put on the donor. And that's important because if people are coming and donating to your campaign, you have to educate them and make them aware that they're going to be asked for a donation to Indiegogo. And they're not just like, what is this? Like, why are they asking me to donate to them? You have to educate them a little bit. Otherwise, it's kind of a surprise. There might even be a little bit of anger, a little bit of like, what is this? So educate them a little bit if you're going with Generosity. In terms of the fees on GoFundMe, the onus is put on the fundraiser. So you as the fundraiser are asked to pay a 5% fee of the amount of money that you've raised to GoFundMe to obviously help with the operating costs, keeping the site up and running, keeping with the support, the technology, all that kind of stuff. And this is a really big difference too, because aside from the fact that you yourself are paying this fee, you have to take that into account for your overall fundraising goal. So if you are trying to raise, say, $1,000 to help with education-related expenses, and you need $1,000, you have to recognize that a portion of that $1,000 is going to be paid as a fee, so you actually need a little bit more than $1,000 if you're going to be using that for education. So that's something to keep in mind. The second really big difference here between Generosity and GoFundMe is the amount of clout that they have in the personal crowdfunding space. So it's very clear that GoFundMe is a larger brand than Generosity. They've raised way more money on GoFundMe. More people have heard of that. More people know it. More people have given money to a GoFundMe campaign. But actually, I don't think that really matters very much. If you look at the statistics, most people who give money to a personal crowdfunding campaign are the friends of friends, family, or in some way tightly connected to the fundraiser. So they could be a part of your church group. They could be a part of your softball team. They could be people you went to high school with. These are the people that are going to give money to your personal crowdfunding campaign. It's not the strangers on the internet. This is like a very big misconception out there. We see some GoFundMe campaigns, we see some personal crowdfunding campaigns getting thousands of dollars, getting $50,000 because people on the internet read this story or went viral on Reddit or on Facebook and they amassed all of these donations. That is not the norm. That is a very big outlier. So for you, the average person who's raising money on one of these websites, your donations are gonna come from your family, your friends, and your second degree connections and any groups that you might be a part of. And it's actually up to you to market it, to let everyone know that you are running this fundraiser. You have to be out there promoting it actively. You have to be out there communicating with people and really making people understand why it's essential that you need these funds. And I talk way more about that again in my Amazon ebook, Crowdfunding Personal Expenses. So that's one big difference, I think, but it doesn't matter as much the amount of clout that they have. The third difference here, and obviously there are differences in the actual, what it looks like, the user interface between these two websites, the UI, if you will, when you're doing a fundraiser, the dashboard, all that kind of stuff. But the next third largest difference that I have noticed between these two websites is the fact that GoFundMe now offers a guarantee. That's a big deal. So what is a guarantee? A guarantee is that if you as the fundraiser, for some reason, are not able to collect the funds from the campaign manager, they will reimburse you for upwards of $25,000. At the time I'm recording this video, it could change, in next week or next month. I'll link to a link which shows you more about that guarantee. But they're, at the time I'm recording this, willing to reimburse you for $25,000 if for some reason you don't receive those funds and you're defrauded by your campaign manager. Also, on the portion of the people who are donating to your campaign, if they donate to your campaign and something comes out that these funds are misused or that this was a fraud, they're actually going to be able to be reimbursed for upwards of $1,000 of their donation. So it sort of takes away a little bit of the risk. And there have been some negative media stories of people taking money, doing a personal crowdfunder and just like leaving, going to the Bahamas or something and taking off with the money. And that has made people way more hesitant to give money to one of these crowdfunding campaigns. But I think that guarantee really makes it so that you can say, hey, even if you take a chance and you give money and things for something doesn't work out, like you can get a reimbursement, or you as the campaigner can get reimbursed if for some reason you're defrauded by a campaign manager. That's a really big difference between GoFundMe and Indiegogo. At the moment I am recording this video, Indiegogo does not offer that same guarantee. Personally, I think in the future, they probably are gonna offer some kind of guarantee just to compete with GoFundMe, but at the moment, they are not. If they do decide to, I'll obviously update the description of this YouTube video and you can go and check that out, but at the moment, that is not the case. These are the three major differences that I've noticed between Indiegogo's generosity platform and GoFundMe. If you have any questions, I really invite you to check out my Amazon ebook, Crowdfunding Personal Expenses, or you can leave a comment down below in this YouTube video, and please give it a thumbs up. That way other people know that this video is helpful, that it's worth watching. I would really appreciate it if you could give me a thumbs up on this video, and I'll put out more YouTube videos like this. Again, my name is Salvador Brigman. This is the Crowdfunding Demystified YouTube channel, and I'll see you next time.